with such amount of deals and partners, we inevitably gained a lot of insight of how to build and develop your relationship with a Western partner. So here in this slide, I'd like to share with you some principles and rules that we learned, and I believe that these are very universal principles, so you can apply them to online games or social games or any other existing or future gaming or entertainment market. So we set some goals. One of those goals was to make sure we don't lose any key relationships, and we worked hard on that. I don't think we lost any critical, significant partners during this period when we expanded. In addition to our goal to preserve the key partnership, we also had another goal to at least have one new large partner every year. And by large, that means a top 20 global publisher or a large regional publisher with potential for a multi-million-dollar business every year. So, sorry, just to finish on this point, I'll give you some examples of the partners we gained, the new partners. In 2004, we started to work with Midway. In 2005, we started to work with Koch Media. In 2006, with Her Interactive. In 2007, with Activision and NCSoft. And then in 2008, with KRI, Codemasters, and Warner Brothers. And in 2009, with Paramount and Square Enix. So during these 6 years, we started working with almost a half of the top 20 list of publishers, and of course we had acquired a lot of smaller new partners too. Another goal that we had, and the principle we followed, is to have patience and never give up. So we found from our experience that some deals take very long to be finalized. So you need to be prepared for that. We had deals that could be finalized and executed in 2 weeks, and then in other cases the same deal would take over a year to reach the contract and be signed. And we never gave up. So we thought of it as a long staircase, and when you're 70% of the way, you don't want to give up. So we never gave up until we reached the top. And then another principle we followed on most occasions, at least, we would not sacrifice profitability. We grew at about 100% every year in terms of revenue. And normally you may think it means that it would not be profitable because the market is so competitive and we're growing so fast. We grew about twice quicker than the general market. But we never had this problem with our profitability. Our EBITDA, as I mentioned already in the previous slide, was about 35%, which I think is very high. It's probably the highest in Russia. And this was, among the retail distributors. And this was due to our lean cost structure, but also thanks to building relationships with partners in such a way that it was not only about the money and the upfront payments. And then I'd like to also mention some rules and things we recommend doing when negotiating on or managing your existing relationship with a publisher. You should deliver on your promises. So when you negotiate with a partner, you will inevitably make promises and commitments. We always make sure we kept all our promises. If we said we'd ship the game on time, we'd definitely do our very best to achieve that. If we said that we'll make a dedicated publisher event for a certain partner and we'll have 100 PR and retail partners attending, we would do that. Another important thing that your partners will definitely appreciate is to be open and transparent. And we always wanted to share all our knowledge with the partner. We never tried to give them limited. We wanted them to know basically everything that we knew ourselves, and that included knowledge about the market, about our competitors, about the performance of their products, and so on. And we saw how important that was for them and how they appreciated this. Communication is very important. So this is another important area that we know is often a problem. When you communicate, either by email or phone or in person, make sure that you deliver straightforward and clear messages. Avoid being confusing or giving strange messages that are not that have something that's meant to be read between the lines. And also make sure if your partner has a concern or request, answer his questions. Don't forget, if there are 3 questions, make sure you answer all 3. And also remember that the communication style in Russia is very different to the West, so try to learn it and reply in the same way as look at your partner's style and try to reply in a similar way. And then last thing that's also very important is you should care for your partners. So Sergey mentioned earlier that an investment deal is a marriage. I think that at least every key partnership is like a marriage too. So you should always be there for your partners. You should be proactive, and you should anticipate their needs. Be accessible. You should be easy to reach over phone. You should reply to their emails quickly and address any issues. There's no partnership without issues, but the way you address them and how you react is very important. This is of main importance, and definitely your partner will appreciate your commitment and you will get rewarded. So in my final slide, I'd like to mention 3 real cases where we found that we were rewarded by our partners for using those principles that I mentioned in the previous slide. In the first case, I can name the partner. The company was called Brush Entertainment. It was founded in 2007 and was founded by very experienced industry veterans and also well-known Hollywood industry entrepreneurs, including the founder of Legendary Pictures. And they were backed by a $500 million investment from several venture capital funds. So this was by far the biggest and most promising new publisher in the recent years. So in summer 2008, at market peak in Russia, the market was doing great, it was growing at a high pace, and we just finalized our investment deal, so we had a lot of cash to spend. We were negotiating a deal for their 2009 and 2010 lineup, and the games looked very promising, and I think we were bidding against some of the panelists who are here today, and we ended up winning this bid and agreeing a deal that was pretty aggressive, and it involved a 7-digit minimum guarantee. But around the same time in Moscow, we had a meeting with NBC Universal, who were one of their partners. Brash business model was to develop and publish cross-platform video games based on Hollywood movie IP. So they licensed movie IP from Universal. Some of their upcoming games included the new Superman movie game, Clash of the Titans game based on the Saw movie, and so on. And so we had this meeting with NBC. Their top management came over to Moscow to check out the market and look at possible cooperation or investment opportunities. And during this meeting, we mentioned Brash as our new partner. And one of the NBC Universal guys said that he'd be surprised if Brash is still in business 2 or 3 months from now.